Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're taking you to northern Idaho to the WorldMark Arrow Point Resort right on beautiful Lake Coeur Lane. We're going to give you a full look at the two-bedroom unit that we stayed in, a tour of the property, and then stick around towards the end where my husband Chris and I kind of chit-chat about our personal thoughts, pros and cons of this resort, including whether we'll stay here again. If you're part of the WorldMark family, you'll recognize the layout right away. But if you never stayed here before, this should give you a good idea of what to expect from check-in to sunset views. As we're driving into the property, you can see how tucked away Arrow Point really is. It's about a 30-minute drive from downtown Coeur Lane, winding along the lake with some really gorgeous views. As you pull into the property, you'll actually check in at the WorldMark Clubhouse before driving down to the main resort buildings. This first building is easy to spot. It's right near the top as you come in, and it's where you'll go to grab your keys and get checked in. Inside the clubhouse, you'll find a cozy lobby with a fireplace and plenty of seating. There's a little shop that sells basic things like milk, eggs, frozen pizzas, snacks. And if you're looking for something to do, maybe on a rainy day, they also have DVDs, puzzles, books, and games that you could borrow. Once you're all checked in, you'll head down this hill where you'll find all the resort units located. We drove past our unit and went straight to check out the indoor swimming pool area. The pool is open year round. Just outside of the pool house, there is a very nice deck with patio tables and chairs, which overlooks a boat dock. Just to the side of the pool house, you'll find a cove where you could go swimming. There's some extra chairs down there, and then also a volleyball net set up. WorldMark shares the area with another resort called Gazer Ranch. I think that's how you say it. Anyway, their facilities are easy to spot. They are in brown and they have plenty of signage all around. It is important to note that we do not have access to any of their facilities, which includes their restaurant, dock, and parking area. Talking about parking, WorldMark does offer a parking garage underneath the condo units. Park in your designated spot. Each building has elevator access straight from the parking area. If you don't want to take the elevator, there are multiple stairs options, one from the outside and then one from inside the garage. In the garage, you'll find a trolley cart that's great to carry up luggage or groceries. Just note that not every unit is a walk-in. Some do have a step up. We booked this two-bedroom midweek stay in August using our WorldMark credits. This one cost us 2,200 credits total. When you first walk into the unit, you're greeted by a long hallway that connects all the main spaces. Immediately to the left is the guest bedroom. It has two twin beds, a nightstand in between, a dresser, a TV, and a full closet. It's a little tight but perfect for kids or an extra guest. Continuing down the hallway, the next door on the left is the laundry closet. It's not a full room, but it includes a washer, dryer, and some storage shelves, which comes in handy for those longer stays. There's a small side hallway that branches off to the left that includes a coat closet with a vacuum, ironing board, and extra bedding, which is nice when you're using the pull-down Murphy bed. Next to that is the guest bathroom, a full-size bath and shower combo with toilet, sink. It's pretty standard setup, but clean and functional. Directly from that is the primary suite, but we'll come back to that in just a little bit. For now, we'll keep going down the main hallway, which opens up to the kitchen, dining, and living room area. The kitchen is fully equipped with all the basics. A full-size refrigerator, dishwasher, stove, microwave, and plenty of dishes, cookware, and utensils. There's also a coffee pot, toaster, and even a blender. Not to mention the amount of cabinet space that this unit offers. There's tons. So if you're staying a while, you have plenty of space to spread out. One thing to note from my experience, the cookware and the utensils here are fine for simple meals, but they're not the best quality. If you plan to cook full meals or feed a crowd, I recommend bringing a few of your go-to kitchen tools or pans from home. I also like to bring things like disposable tin pans, foil, and Ziploc bags to make cooking and cleanup a lot easier. That said, the unit really does have all the essentials. Everything from a can opener, a pizza cutter, or even a wine opener. So you won't be missing anything basic. The kitchen has a long peninsula bar with 4 tall chairs. Just behind the bar is the dining area, which has a long rectangular table with 6 chairs. Altogether, you have seating for 10 people between the bar and the dining room table. Perfect for family dinners or game nights. Just off of the dining area is the living room, which is actually a really nice size for this layout. There's a sectional couch, a coffee table, a TV with cable and DVD player, a propane fireplace that adds a cozy touch to the evenings. One of the big features in this space is the pull down Murphy bed. I believe it's a double, maybe a queen. And what I like is that you don't have to move any of the furniture around to use it. There's plenty of space even when the bed is down. It's great for families traveling with kids or an extra guest. Heading back down the hallway across from the guest bathroom is the primary suite. By this point, we've been staying here for a few days, so it's not as picture perfect as check in day, but you'll get the idea. The bedroom has a king size bed, 2 nightstands, a dresser, a TV, and even a small sitting chair in the corner. It also has its own ensuite bathroom, which is really spacious. There's double sinks with tons of counter and drawer space, plus a large oval shaped tub and shower combo. I really liked that the toilet and shower was in its own separate little room, which freed up the vanity space if someone was using the restroom or taking a shower. Another feature that I really enjoyed was the double closet. It was super spacious, so if you were staying a while, you had plenty of room to unpack. Through the sliding glass doors off of the dining room, you'll find the patio. Ours had a small round metal table with 4 chairs and a barbecue grill, perfect for morning coffee or dinner outside. For reference, here's how the credit value compares to public booking. I saw on booking.com that you could get a 2 bedroom or a 3 bedroom depending on the season and length and stay between the prices of $210 and $480. We used 2,200 credits for our midweek late August stay. Love. Why are you so awkward?
I told you to give me a beer and you wouldn't give me one.
No, okay, so we're here today at what's the name of this resort?
This is WorldMark at Arrow Point near Coeur d'Alene, Idaho.
You've stayed here before?
I have.
When was the last time you stayed here?
Before this trip, probably, I don't know, 10 years ago or so.
Okay, so you've been here before at this resort,
Mhm.
this particular resort.
Mhm.
It's been a few years in between. Is there any differences that you can remember from the last time you were here to now?
Yeah, that big building wasn't there. But the World Market, it's still pretty nice. Like I can still see the lake from the balcony.
Yeah, from our balcony.
That way. Actually, I can see it 2 places, I guess.
I don't think they could see it from.
Yeah.
They're looking at this portion right
Yeah,
here.
there's a lake down there.
And so you're saying that there's now more buildings that are not a part of this resort.
Yes.
Do you remember the name of that resort? Because I don't.
I don't either. We took a picture of the name of it.
But they were kind of strict about like don't go on their dock.
Yeah.
Don't go to their restaurant. That is their resort.
But it's funny because WorldMark is kind of like everywhere around it.
Yeah.
It's just not this big wood building.
And they have certain parking spots, which is fine because we pay.
We have a garage.
Yeah, we pay money to have a place for us.
Yeah.
So it's okay that they do too. In comparison of other resorts that you've stayed at by WorldMark, what are some pros and cons of this resort versus others? Or what's something about this resort that you liked?
I like that it's the scenic. beauty of the area is a lot different than a lot of the WorldMarks. Like, I can't really think of any of the other ones that are like in a forest that I've been to.
Well, isn't some of those like Southern Oregon, Central Oregon ones kind of like
Yeah, but
foresty?
it's different kind of forest. It's like high desert. You're talking about like Eagle Crest,
Yeah.
and yeah, it's more in like a high desert, less green, more brown. A lot of trees, but like not like these
Just
big,
different
not
trees.
these big pine trees or whatever they are.
What about the inside, like interior wise?
It seems like a standard WorldMark unit. Like it's got it's a little different. Like, well, the thing I always say I like about a WorldMark is it's a great place to have to be like where your headquarters for your trip is. Like, it's a good place to come unwind. If you have different groups with you, you each have your own room. You have 2 bathrooms. Can you imagine coming here with like 6 people and having 1 bathroom? Like, that'd be horrible. And this unit says it sleeps 6, and I think you could comfortably 6 would get a little crowded.
6 would get a little crowded, but if you have little ones like
Like,
us, our grandparents and our
yeah,
kids type thing,
yeah,
if it was a scenario like that, it wouldn't be probably as bad as 6 grown adults.
sure.
One thing I did not like about this resort was the furniture. I was not a big fan of the couch.
Yeah, the bed wasn't great either.
The bed, we had to stay at a Best Western a couple weeks ago.
Was better at the Best Western.
No, I didn't like the
Oh, you
Best
didn't like
Western
it?
bed.
Okay,
It
I
was
did.
hard. It was so hard. It was killing my
I think
hips.
if-
And your mom said the same thing.
I think if we ever buy a bed, we'll have to get that one that's
The sleep number,
yeah, so it's
so we could have different.
settings.
What one of the pros that I loved about this place, and I didn't really get to utilize it because we weren't staying as long as what we've stayed at previous resorts, was the amount of storage. Like when
Yeah.
we go to Seaside with our big group of friends and we have it filled and it's multiple families coming in, I'm struggling with trying to find storage at that resort. And this one, there was abundance of storage.
We unfortunately on this trip only got 2 nights here, so I would have really liked an extra night. Basically, it would have been today, where we just kind of were here. Like, we didn't even get to go to the pool. We went to a big water park yesterday, so didn't get a chance to do that here. But just kind of like sit and relax, play a board game, and I think that's what WorldMark is trying to push this thing towards, is more of a family. Once you're here, you kind of stay. The nearest town, Coeur d'Alene, which is like over there,
35 minutes.
35 minutes.
To
I'd
drive
probably say
to.
about 20 miles, because you have to go like around
Yeah,
the
it
lake.
it is definitely a hike to get into here.
It's
Even from the clubhouse, like
it's
the
a
check-in
drive.
place, it's probably about a half mile to.
So
down
that would be
here.
my con. I know you kind of asked pros. That's a con. Is for me, I like to be able to go to a restaurant, go to a bar, go to activities, and this place is more geared towards get here, stay here. Like you were talking about, having storage, have an enjoyable time while you're here, and don't worry about leaving and going back to Coeur d'Alene.
And I'm sure at other resorts that we're always busy, so we stay here and then we're always doing something outside of the resorts other than Seaside. Usually Seaside we stay pretty central because that's one of the best things about Seaside, because it's right there on the Broadway, and like the beach is right there, and the pool, Seaside's pool, is nice, and so you usually stay real close to that. But other ones, like when we go to Disneyland, we stay at one, and we're always outgoing. We're out doing and traveling and doing tourist things. But at this resort, they had a whole bunch of DVDs and games,
all free too,
and puzzles. Yeah, all free. Checkout. You just have to tell them like your room number. That was nice. They did say, oh, another one that's nice about here is they had free internet. So ResortNet does not work here. So if you pay for that, like your year for ResortNet, it doesn't work here, but they do offer free Wi-Fi, which is nice. Not every resort does that, and I had a feeling that it has to do with like because it's so far out that like the service isn't great, and then maybe like the internet connection that ResortNet's through isn't offered here. It's my other guess.
That's kind of I thought too. But no, I think it's a nice resort. It's well kept up. Like, it's nice and green and lush. There's not a lot of trash. Everything was real easy to get to once you're here. Like, the parking garage is like right underneath you. So if you're we're on the first, technically the second floor, but the first floor of units, and there's 2 more above us. Everything is real easy for hauling stuff in and out.
Yep.
I know sometimes it's kind of a hike to the car, and it's funny. It's like a hike to get here, but once you get here, you're pretty much real easy to get to. And there is like lake access for the WorldMark.
Yeah,
that
there's
you
like
can
a little
go down,
cove
like
area.
a little cove. Like right now, you guys can't see it, but we're watching a little family walk down to go to the, looks like the pool or whatever. And you even though we say there's some exclusive like can't go to, there's plenty of area to walk around and see the area.
I would say about the pool that it's pretty basic.
Yeah.
Like my mom's in-ground pools might be even bigger than it. And it's indoors, which this area does probably get cold in the wintertime. But in the summer, these nice hot days would have been nice to be outside, because once you walked into the pool building, it was so
very
hot.
humid.
Yeah, like going into like a public pool anywhere else.
Yeah.
And they didn't have a hot tub.
Did not have a hot tub.
And they did have a small workout room up at the check-in, like the clubhouse area. But other than that, I think it was pretty good. And we both said we would come back here.
I think I'd want to come back in a different season. Come back when it's maybe colder, kind of to see it like snowy and stuff.
Yeah, it would be real nice.
But I think the biggest recommendation I would be is have a day to be here, like, because it is a trek in and out of here every time to get to anything else. Like there's what we say a small supermarket a couple miles down the road. Yeah, but if you want anything, they did have a few things at the store.
Yeah, but very select few things. Like I've seen bigger
selection. Yeah,
more like a bigger.
No way a store, like a cooler with some soda and maybe I didn't even see any alcohol or anything like that, but like maybe milk. Got a plane landing behind us.
Yeah, they had some milk, like a 6-count eggs, some frozen pizzas.
I think about it. So would you recommend?
Yes, I would recommend. I would say don't get your hopes up on being comfy on the furniture.
Yeah.
It's not great, but I feel like it's very standard to WorldMark.
Very standard. I definitely felt like it was a good, like I said, base of operations for a trip, like a comfortable place, and had plenty. This is kind of a negative, but plenty of place to get away from each other if you wanted to. Like if you have kids, they can go play in the living room while you're in the back bedroom. No bedroom was even really close to each other. They were all at least a hallway away, and no, it was a big room. I thought. I mean, I think bigger than a 2-bedroom at Seaside for sure.
Yeah. Actually, I don't know if I was staying in a 2-bedroom at Seaside. No, the master is nice.
Bathroom was huge.
And I love that it had 2 sinks in the master and they were separated from the bathroom. So like the toilet and shower was like in its own room with the door and the sinks and like a huge closet. It felt like a home and not so much like.
Very much so.
Like staying in a hotel.
More than a condo.
Yeah.
It felt like a home. And I mean, plenty of chairs. Like I'm looking around, there's 4 chairs out here. The dinner table had 6. Like you had plenty of
4
and
or 5.
I know we keep going back to Seaside, but there's times I remember in Seaside where we were literally pulling chairs like this into the room to be able to have a place to sit.
Yeah.
But we have a lot. We usually have a big group.
We usually do have a big group. If you don't know, Seaside is definitely his favorite.
And we will definitely do a video from there soon.
My favorite is Dolphin Cove in Anaheim. Well, I think that is where literally it's checkout is at 11. It's a little after 10. That's the other thing I like here because Seaside. We talk about Seaside because it's the closest one.
The one we use the most. Yeah.
They're the most. But their checkout time is 10.
Good point. Yeah.
Oh, and another thing that they did not hound us to do.
To buy more credits.
More credits and
hey, we got to show you this presentation. We got in 8. I forget. Later in the evening.
This stuff was still kind of out. Like it was like
people were still out doing things. But the nice thing was we were both like we were talking on the way in. Like I really hope they don't hound us because we're both tired. I'm ready to check in. And we had this really nice lady who I don't know between 5 and 10 minutes we were checked in, ready to go. Asked us a couple questions like I don't know what we're doing or whatever, but very much like. Let's get you your key and let's get you into your room.
Yeah. More or less they're probably wanting to. Well, they are open 24 hours that place. But I don't know.
I know that was the biggest pro. I'm glad you brought that up.
We've been hounded so much in the past about going to the
presentations.
And
even though we're owners now. So that's the thing that kind of bothers me is we're owners and they always want you to buy more credits. And just like I'm comfortable in my credits. And if I want credits, I'll come tell you.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think we should probably pack up and get going. But, all right, well, maybe we'll do another one of these.
Please edit that a little better at the end.
Overall, we gave WorldMark Arrow Point 4 out of 5 stars. The grounds were spotless. The room was clean. The staff was amazing. Amenities were solid, though we really missed having a hot tub and the furniture was not that comfortable. It was a great value, super family friendly, and it was just a beautiful spot on the lake.